We have some drama in storage auction land. Dave Hester from Storage Wars says, "Show me the money. Give me the coin. Give me the coin." Apparently, Dave and A&E are in some heated contract disputes. Well, I should say were in a heated contract dispute because Dave put it out there that they're not talking. And when you're not talking, usually that's the first sign of a breakup. But hey, they could make this thing work. They could get back together and have one big happy family. But many people are going, "Yo, Dave, you make a grip. You have the store. You're making money. Why be greedy?" I have a different take on this. Number one, I don't think Dave's being greedy. Dave is the villain. Dave is the dude in the black hat riding into town and everyone's going, "I hate him." You cannot have the tension that show has without Dave. I think he's going to get the money. I could be wrong. I don't know anything about how this stuff goes at that level. But based on the failure of Storage Wars Texas, to me, it's a failure. The chemistry's not there. The show's just not working there. The fan appeal is not there that was there for Storage Wars Los Angeles, the original script. So Dave is kind of making a calculated risk. They could just say, "Hey, Dave, we don't want you anymore, and we're going to insert another storage auction person in there." But I think that's going to be a mistake. You know why? Sure, you can get another body, easily get another body, but you're going to have that same chemistry because it's a little weird, it's a little whack, but it works. You've got Barry, you've got Daryl, Gerard and Brandy. Brandy has a freaking internet fan club. I've never seen so much. And they're like, "Yeah, Brandy's hot. I like her rack." I mean, it just goes on and on and on. You put in Storage Wars, Brandy's going to pop up before any of the guys. So that's working. I guess it's working for Gerard. It's working for everyone else. And, just to give you some metrics here, because some of you may know, some of you may not know, I was up for a reality show before all this stuff kicked off. My dudes didn't get it done. Everything just fell apart. So I have a little information, about that much information on how this works. When you are new cast member or talent or whatever you want to call it for a reality show, you're not going to make that much the first season. It's just not going to happen unless you are someone of note with some fame already, like say Gene Simmons or some other star that already built a career. Yeah, they're gonna get a better deal because they already have a fan base. But if you're just brand new, nobody knows your name, Ned. No. Jersey Shore people, I think they got like 750 an episode. That first season, you're not getting too much. And I think that was the same deal with Storage Wars. Now the second season, they probably got a little bump. But my deal was in my contract, which never reached anything, was $5,000 per episode, 12 episodes. That's 60 G's a year. If you don't have 60 G's a year, that sounds like a lot of money. But if you make 250 grand a year already, that's kind of like chump change. That's kind of like, wonk, 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 we're going down, baby. So let's really compare and contrast this, because I don't think Dave's being greedy. I know Dave knows how to count money. This is the deal. This show is phenomenally successful. Understand that. This show makes millions of dollars per month, not just year, per month. I mean, this is just a guess. I could be way off. I don't know anyone at A&E. No one's giving me anything. I've reached out some of my industry sources and, just some educated guesses. But that one show could be generating 60 to 70 mil for an A&E. Let's just say from 40 to 70 mil a year. Or more, because you have current episodes, then you have the syndication, all the reruns. All those shows are making ad revenue and other types of revenue. So they run the shows all the time. I can tell when there is a Storage Wars or an Auction Hunter marathon because my blog numbers just go bam. Like, damn, okay, they're running an all-day marathon because that's the deal. So that's a lot of ad revenue. So I don't think he's being greedy because in the context of it, let's just say the show makes 50 mil a year. Just throwing a number out there. Like, once again, I don't know anyone at A&E. No one told me anything. I am just guessing. But say 50 mil, and they're probably making between 10 and 15,000 an episode with 26 episodes. That's a nice chunk of cheese. That's 300 grand. That's a third of a million a year for Daryl, Barry, Gerard, and Brandy, since they're a couple, and Dave in his operation. But that's 1 point, just on the, so that's 1.2, 1.5 million just on the talent salaries. Okay. If the show makes 50 million, and will the show go on without him? Yes, it will. Will it be as good as it is? I don't think so. So, hey, Dave, I hope you get your money because I know why you go. I know why you're doing it. I understand. And a lot of folks just don't get it because it's like, oh, greed. Folks who are saying you're greedy are folks who never had anything or didn't build shit. Because when you build a business and you earn a lot of money, there's a lot of shit you go through. A lot of people don't understand it because they don't want to go through that shit. They don't want to work during holidays and they don't want to spend a lot of time away from family or loved ones. They don't want to do that. So for the people who make those huge sacrifices and they're doing the right thing and they built the fan base, there's usually a phenomenal monetary reward. That's how America works. That's how the world is starting to work because everyone's adopting capitalism. And that's what this is. Now, take from this what you will. But for those of you who hate the shows, for those of you who can't wait for the shows to lose some of that punch, if Dave doesn't come back, I think that's going to happen. So for those of you who are like, I can't wait till the shows go off or the viewership drops, that could be the first nail in the coffin. So that's the deal. But I just thought I would put that out there because I got that out and I actually tweeted it. And if you want to follow the crazy stuff I put on Twitter, bam, go ahead. Just go ahead and follow that dude. And it's going to be all kinds of stuff. And it's not always storage auction stuff. It's weird stuff because, I'm a weird dude. But that's the deal. Just thought I would put that out there real quick and weigh in. As I said before, and I'll say it again, share, comment, and subscribe. Because there's more stuff that's coming. And like I said, leave those smart ass comments. I like those. Really, I do.